Yo guys, what's going on? Welcome to another episode of Cozy Retro Corner. To start, remember I was telling you guys last time about that really spicy ramen that I had?
Kaya, stand back.
Kaya's a really good cook, but that flame, I think it's gonna burn the kitchen down.
Well, I bought more, not for me to eat because it's too hot, but I'm going to a couple of bachelor parties this spring and I'm thinking about bringing this and seeing if anybody wants to try it. So that is it. Let me tell you, crazy hot. It is like no joke hot. So, if you're feeling daring, that's the one. I also got my little drink of the evening. Gosling's ginger beer. Bubs, say hello. He wanted in on the action. Alright guys, so tonight I want to talk about games that scared me when I was younger. And this ranges from, being pretty little, like I want to say 7 to 10 years old.
Wait a minute. Who are you?
To a little older, like all the way up to 8th grade, like 13, 14 years old. And one of them actually might surprise you. It's something that scared me, but it might not be scary to you guys. But I'm going to explain to you exactly why. So, for the first one, this is Resident Evil, the original, on PlayStation 1. So, this is the director's cut. I was lucky enough that my brother-in-law gave this to me, which is really, really cool. The only thing that sucks is it has the game disc. Also, who the hell is this? That is, because that's nobody from the game. Look at this guy. Oops. He didn't even want to be in the game. Only thing that sucks is no demo disc. But, oh well. It's still really neat. So, obviously, this game is a scary game. It's a horror game. Survival horror. This game freaked me out so much when I was a kid, and the first time I played it, I was actually at a summer camp, and there was like a communal PS1 and a communal N64 in the one rec room, and I remember like all the older kids were gathered around the TV playing this game, and I was like, what is that game? Like, I could hear the sounds, like the zombies moaning, and gunshots, and I was like, I gotta check this out. So I walked over and I was looking at the TV, and the first time that I saw a zombie actually latch on and start biting.
Tyson bared his teeth at one stage in the exchange.
Yes,
Hit his ear.
He bit his ear, that's what.
I was so freaked out with like the blood spewing, even though the graphics were like polygonal and really crappy. At the time, that's just what games looked like. So I was freaked out, and I'm going to show you some footage that I remember freaking me out. So enjoy, guys.
That was too close. You were almost a Jill sandwich.
You're right.
So how about it? I mean, that's some pretty scary stuff, right? Especially when you're like 10 years old. No, I was younger than that. Might have been like 8, 9. I don't know. I can't remember. It's hard to think back that far. I feel like that was a different lifetime. Anyways, so for the second game, this is a great title for the original Xbox. This is Cold Fear. So this is kind of like, I want to say a Resident Evil clone, because it's so similar, but it's also different. So I'm just going to read you the description. Sound the depths of terror. In the throes of a ferocious Arctic storm, distress signals are sent from a seemingly abandoned Russian whaler. As Coast Guard veteran Tom Hansen, you board to investigate and discover unthinkable horrors lurking beneath the ship's blood-stained decks.
Extraterrestrials, they might be tuning in to Reading Rainbow right now.
So, basically, like I said, it's a Resident Evil clone, and it really kind of rips off Resident Evil 4 with like the over-the-shoulder perspective. It definitely doesn't have the control scheme and the accuracy of RE4. I feel like Capcom really nailed the over-the-shoulder view with that game, but this game tries, and it's still really fun. I mean, you're on a ship full of zombies shooting. It's a little slower pace than RE4. It's not quite as action-oriented, but it's just the atmosphere on this one that I think is great. It's raining, there's thunder, there's lightning. And the thing that I love about this game the most is the sound design. Like, it really is creepy. You hear all sorts of noises from afar, and you never know where anything's going to pop out of next. So I highly recommend this game. Cold Fear. Check it out.
Alpha team, prepare for insertion. On my mark. Go, go, go!
You know your assignments. Hansen, you've got main deck port side. Watch yourself. You're going solo. How come Hansen gets all the fun?
So what do you think, guys? Cold Fear? Pretty cool, right? But kind of Resident Evil-ish. But that's okay. I mean, Resident Evil was a very influential game. It was natural that someone was going to copy it. And that's amongst many kind of copycats. So, this one, let me set the stage for you. So, I'm in 8th grade. My neighbor, Zach Hovland, lives 3 houses down from me. And he was a little older than me. He was in 10th grade. His brother was a senior. So I was a little old 8th grader hanging out with a 10th grader and a senior. So, of course, you know, like, their mom was a little more lenient with what they were playing, watching, listening to. So all, like, the dirty music and R-rated movies I wasn't allowed to see at home, I was able to watch and play and listen to over there, which, obviously, in 8th grade, I love that. So I remember Zach and I got home from school one day. We got off the bus.
Hey, who threw that?
And his brother was home before us because he drove, and he had rented a game from Blockbuster, and instantly we were captivated. We went and sat right on the floor, and we were just watching the screen, and I was like in shock and awe. And that game is none other than Manhunt on the PS2. So, this game, I know it's not like your typical horror game, or is it? I don't know. You guys let me know, because it's more of like a murder simulation, like they said on the news. But it just freaked me out, and I don't even think that it was as much the content as it was the sound design. The music in this game will make you so tense, and the brutal kills also. Oh my god. And also, like, I didn't even play this game for like a year after that. But when I did, I remember feeling so tense and nervous that the gangs were, going to get me. They're right there. You have to lurk in the shadows. And then the sound comes in, the music, and it's like you're just sweating bullets. And I just remember feeling actual terror, even though you're pretty powerful because you're killing all these guys in the most brutal fashion. I still remember feeling so terrified. So that's Manhunt. It's a good thing that this video is not monetized because YouTube would probably demonetize it with the footage I'm about to show you. Enjoy. So that's some pretty serious stuff, right? I'm sure you can see that at a young age, and not even that young actually, but younger, more impressionable age, I was freaked out. And if you can't see why I was freaked out, I don't want to meet you. So this next one is a weird one, and you guys might disagree with me, but I want to tell you why I feel this way about this game.
Erroneous! Erroneous! Erroneous on both counts!
So the game is Mortal Kombat 3 on the Sega Genesis. Now, my first experience with this game, I was still living in Kennett Square at the time with my mom and dad, and for some odd reason, my mom never let me rent games like this. I mean, you can see it's rated M for mature, and at that time, I was in I'm pretty sure I was in third grade. And at that time, I was never allowed games like that. So the fact that she randomly let me rent this, I don't know why she did, but she did. Maybe it was because my dad wanted to play this game. I seem to vaguely recall that. There's something really missing with games nowadays. You don't get these cool little books. Check this out. You get a whole lot of nothing with your games anymore. But at this time, there's a lot of neat stuff going on. Not anymore. So anyways, we went into the Blockbuster right up the street from us.
I've never seen 10,000 tapes in one store.
After school, it was a Friday. Me and my mom always went to Blockbuster after school on Friday. She'd pick me up, and I would get to pick any game that I wanted. And, it was awesome because then you'd be in line, you'd get your candy, your soda, whatever else, a couple movies, Castaway, who knows. And she let me get Mortal Kombat 3 for some odd reason. So I'm super excited. Obviously, I'm like, I'm the coolest dude ever. I'm this little kid and I got Mortal Kombat 3. So I get it home, immediately run to the basement and throw it in the Genesis and start playing. And that opening scene, it was just so dark and mysterious. And I started playing and the sounds and were dark. Everything about this game is just dark, and I think at that young of an age, it just creeped me out because I almost felt like I was doing something wrong by playing this game. Though I wasn't, my mom let me get it, I just felt like I was bad. And the gore didn't necessarily scare me, it was just the theme of the game. It freaked me out. I'm in a dark basement by myself, I didn't have any friends over at the time, just playing this gory game that was full of violence, scary soundtracks, and dark tones. Really freaked me out, and I'll never forget that moment in time. So, here's a little look-see at what I'm talking about. I turned off my fireplace on accident in the middle of the video. Well, guys, thank you so much for tuning in, and I really hope you enjoyed this episode of Cozy Retro Corner. I had a lot of fun doing this one, and as I've been saying, I'm going to try to keep getting better and better at this. Also, I'm sorry that I didn't release this video this weekend like I normally would. On Friday, I had knee surgery to repair a torn meniscus, and I was kind of down and out and in like a funk from the anesthesia. I still kind of feel like I am. But next weekend, I'm going to bring you guys another video. So thank you so much for tuning in. Have a phenomenal week. Take it easy, guys.